I haven't really found a video that shows me all of the slows that I think you need to know on Haven, so I decided to take it upon myself and my time playing her to make a concise video showing what I believe to be the best and most useful slows for that map. Now let's waste no time and get straight into it, and we'll start off with the defensive slows. Alright, now this is a site short slow. This slow does take quite a while to come down. It's not too tricky, but it can be very useful. So this is from A link. We're going to want to find this corner here, stand in it, and look for the fourth tile. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the fourth tile, you'll notice a very faint line. We're going to want to use this as a reference point. We're going to line our crosshair up with the edge of this piece of wood and the line. So just coming to about here, and then we're going to throw the slow up. And it does take a while to land, but you'll see it does perfectly land on shore and will give you very good coverage there. Okay, let's show you a site default slow from A link. So the first step here is you're going to want to locate this corner just in A link. Stand in that corner, line your crosshair up with the intersection of these two lines on the corner of this wall, and throw your slow. And as you can see, it should go perfectly onto A site default. This is the mid window slow. So we're going to want to come right to the back of the site here, jump up onto this ledge and go straight into the corner. And the reference points that we're going to be using are the edge of this cloud just here and right above in the gap of wood here. So just above this black line. And once you're in line here, you should be able to throw, and this slow will go directly into window perfectly. This slow is not particularly difficult, but it can be very useful in situations where you don't want to peek garage and risk taking damage or getting killed. Now, the slow is going to basically work from you focusing on this inner rectangle of this box. And the reason why this slow is quite useful is because you can do it while jiggling, and there's a lot of room for error. So you can do this very quickly and basically not take any damage at all. So we're going to want to aim there and just throw the slow, and it should land perfectly in the doors as long as it's roughly in that rectangle. Now the C long slow is going to be different to other slows, as we're not lining up with the crosshair, but in fact we're lining up with the HUD. Now below the ammo counter, you're going to see a thin line. This is what we're going to be using to line up this slow. So first of all, we're going to want to come into this corner. Standing in this corner, we're going to be focusing on this second red block. Now using that same line I talked about as a reference point from earlier, we're going to line that up with the top right, and this is what it should look like if you do it right. We're going to throw the slow, and this should land directly outside of C long. Now let's move on to the attacking slows. A lot of the time you'll find on A site a player will peek long, and this slow here is to counter it. So we're going to look at this ledge here with the plant pot, jump up here and wedge ourselves into the corner. And what we're going to be aiming at here is this pointy tree. So aiming at the top of that, we throw our slow, and it should land perfectly and long, which will slow down the push, or at least hopefully make it slightly easier for you to get the pick. To slow ACT, we're going to look at these sandbags here. We're going to jump up and wedge ourselves into the corner. We're going to look at the roof here, find this big crack, go one line to the left and follow up to the top. And from just the top here, we're going to throw the slow, and it should land blocking all of CT. To slow heaven, you're going to want to come out here to long, find this wheelbarrow, jump up onto it, and then we're going to locate this big flower here, go down to the smaller flower below, and then we're going to aim at this leaf, right in the center of this leaf. And when you throw your slow, it should land in the right-hand corner of heaven and fill the entirety of it. Now this slow is super easy. It's for middle or front B, and what we're basically going to do is find this plant, wedge ourselves into the corner, aim at this gold ball on the top, and throw the slow. This slow is going to land perfectly in middle and pretty much slow all of it, so nobody can peek, and if they do, they will be peeking in a slow, so it should be a pretty easy pick for if you have somebody in window. If you can manage to sneak up onto the left side of garage here, you can actually get quite a good slow off into window that's quite easy. So when you're on the left side, you're going to want to get it kind of close to this door, but be able to see this plank of wood here. Now, you want to line your crosshair up with the bottom of the plank of wood where it meets a larger plank, and throw your slow here. It should directly go into window, stopping anyone from peeking outside of it. This slow could be pretty useful. It's for the exit or entrance to garage, and it also covers close right behind the box. So first we're going to want to find this weird yellow propeller thing, whatever that is. And then we're going to go to the most left leaf. And we're going to line ourselves up central on this. And we're going to need to look for the leaf that has a bit of black on it above the little turtle mouth looking leaf. And you're going to crouch, aim at the corner of this leaf, and throw. Make sure you crouch, otherwise this does not work, and it's going to land perfectly outside there and give you really good coverage. We're going to look to the right on the number 3 on the top line. So this top line here that I'm now going to line up with this, that is what we're going to be using. So first step, we're going to want to wedge ourselves into this corner. Then we're going to aim our crosshair at the corner here. Hold right until we line ourselves up with the edge here. And now we're going to move the line on the UI to the corner over here. And when this is all lined up, you can pull out your slow and throw it. And trust me, once you get used to this, it's a lot quicker and you'll be able to do this with ease. So the slow for on the box on C will be on this leaf here. So we're going to crouch onto the leaf, make sure we're central with it roughly. And then there's a couple shapes in the tree here. This C looking shape, we're going to want to go into the top left and throw our slow. And this should go directly onto C plat. The back plat slow can be a bit tricky, but this is how I like to go about it. So first of all, you're going to want to get your back pressed up against this wall. And then we're going to be looking to line up the edge of this box with the edge of this brown piece of wood here. And once you've done that, a little bit of hay should be sticking out. And we're going to look up here and aim at the corner of the roof. And throwing the slow here, it should perfectly cover up all of back plat, making it a bit easier for you to take C sight. Well, there you go. Those are the best slows for Haven. I hope that you guys found that useful. And if you are interested in checking out some more of myself, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll be trying to upload more Valorant content that's hopefully as useful as this. And also can check me out on other socials. I do stream on Twitch at gommru, and I do obviously have Twitter, Instagram, the whole shebang. Hope you guys have a good one, and peace.